So, for me, those are my big three coming out of this event: is Starfield, Final Fantasy, and Spider-Man.
Cool. Matt, how about you? As the dust settles, what are you looking forward to playing over the next year or so?
I think definitely like all eyes on Starfield for me. Like they came in, they really had to make this one work, and they really had to convince people that Starfield is everything that we were waiting for, and they delivered. They showed it off, and now all I can really think about is like I don't even remember the release dates for the other games. All I know is September, Starfield.
And I like September's actually kind of soon.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's an art to like, if it was like the last week in November, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of far away. But like September's like right around the corner.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. For me, it's also Starfield in September, and then in October there's a bunch of games coming out. Spider-Man 2, Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I'll definitely play. There's Lords of the Fallen, which we didn't.
Okay,
that was
gang.
missing. But I think the game I'm most looking forward to in October is a game that we haven't mentioned yet, and that's Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Going full survival horror,
And it's out during Halloween season, which is always fun.
but missing the target. It missed the target. There's a Friday the 13th.
He will not let this go. I love it.
That's the other hill I'm going to die on. That and Perfect Dark.
I thought the Alan Wake 2 gameplay went pretty hard. Like I don't know what people expected, but for my expectations, I was like, whoa, damn, all right. Like it really wowed me. I mean, I'm not a big survival horror guy, but it was a great showing.
Yeah,
I
the
see.
game looks super cool. The foliage is
Bravo.
so dense. The forest that you're exploring. On the ground, there's just so many nice little details. It's a very, very pretty
It's
game.
horrifying. The
Yeah.
lighting is so good, and it's using the Resident Evil formula,
I'm so
which I think is
It
really
is,
cool.
yeah. It does seem like they have taken some inspiration from modern Resident Evil games. And then there's I think they call it a wound system. So when you shoot enemies, the fabric of their clothes will flap, their skin will fall off and break apart, and it gets pretty gory, which I like. I love all that stuff. And then, Sam, there's a Mind Palace gameplay mechanic.
No, what is it?
You play as two different characters this time, and the FBI detective, Saga, she can go into her Mind Palace and look at she has like a clues board where she's like trying to solve the mystery of the case, and you can sort of associate different clues
Okay.
together and try to.
So that's
piece the
like
puzzle together.
when they try to put Batman detective stuff in the game. They're like, well, you got to remember, this is not just a shooty detective; it's a detective
Yeah,
to
exactly.
solve something.
Yeah. And then you play. There's some sort of a way that
6
you
more
play
minutes,
different
guys.
Characters, and you have control over the order that you play them. Both have their own story. You can just sort of choose to jump back and forth, I think, at certain points. So they're doing some interesting stuff with it. It looks awesome. It looks spooky. I'm totally on board with this. Matt, does this do anything for you?
Oh yeah. I'm glad you brought it up. Like I love survival horror games. I really like the first Alan Wake. I really love Control. Like I was a big proponent for when we made that our game of the year several years back. I'm so excited for Alan Wake 2. They are speaking my language with all the like true survival horror stuff, and it's not just the Mind Palace thing, it is the limited ammo, the you're really struggling for health kind of stuff. You have to find limited light sources to keep safe, like all that stuff. I'm so down for.
Yeah. There's also in September there is Mortal Kombat 1, which is going to be a huge game.
Oh yeah.
And we got to see some really fun fatalities in that, and they introduced the new cameo mechanic where you choose a second, assist fighter to come in and join in. Do you think though that because it's such a known quantity that it's kind of like Assassin's Creed Mirage, where you're like, okay, that looks fun, I'll play that, but it's a little bit less exciting than some of the other new games?
I
It's
like that
definitely.
it's a reboot, and I like that not that
Well,
I'm like,
less
super
exciting.
invested in Mortal Kombat lore, but like how many times can we see like Sub-Zero and Scorpion like they're mortal enemies, and they've told that story 10 times now, and then like these twists of like characters that were enemies are now brothers, and like it actually seems to be doing a reboot in an interesting way of like remixing, and I'm only talking about the story because I'm not a fighting game guy, so I can't speak to like the gameplay details that we saw, but it felt like the right way to do a reboot to me and sort of freshen up a franchise that's been around, gosh, I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah.
So, and had the same still as Ed Boon at the helm. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. Looks great. We've been here over the past week covering all these big announcements. I haven't gotten Justin's take on this one yet. I need to know what Justin thought of Pal World.
I mean,
The Give the Pokemon Guns game.
it's impossible. Like the trailer is so, and like they knew what they were doing with that trailer,
Oh, yeah.
right? Of like these moments of like
Did
these
they, though?
cute cuddly animals, and then there's that hammer
Oh.
drop moment of like I think it's like a chain gun. Like,
Ah.
It's
Pal
hilarious. Like,
Pal
it looks
World or
incredible.
whatever.
How can you not? And like, what a log line for like Pokemon with guns. Like, okay, got it.
Yep.
Understood. Mission accomplished. Like, there's what more do you need to know?
Oh.
Nothing.
Well, how about there is some more to it though, Justin. Are you aware? You can send your pals to work in a factory.
Oh,
You can put them to work for you.
good.
You can also these are the words of the developers. These are not my words.
Sure.
You can slaughter them and eat them. However, eating them is illegal.
You always have to. I always
You
miss.
can do it.
We got a little bit. I always think it's really charming at E3 or settings like this, where sometimes you have stuff translated from Japanese, and then there's always a little bit of like stiltedness of like.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not sure if the translation's coming through literally, but it's like I have to take them at face value.
Yep.
Like, yes, you can slaughter them.
There they are. The guns are just coming out the factory line right there.
And then I'm
What?
sure, and I'm sure there's some kind of like moral conundrum of like, yes, you could send them to work in the factory, but and it's like, nah, I have no problem with
No,
it.
no.
That's what you like. I'm in charge of this land, and
So in some respects, it is good that Nintendo didn't make it to the summer game announcement season because they didn't see this, so now it'll still come out.
We're
a single
announced.
tier
We are
around
thrilled to
in
announce
space.
that Mortal Kombat 1 will be publicly
No,
playable
yeah,
at EVO
Is
2023.
this a video game that you know, a big mass
I mean, I
of
guess.
thousands of people are going to download and play and enjoy? I don't know.
I mean, if
but
free
I'm
to play,
glad.
maybe, yeah.
I'm glad it exists.
I am glad it exists too. We're just about a minute away before we hand you over to the Xbox Extended Showcase. Matt, what's your take on Pal World?
You know what? Pass. I don't want to say anything.
Hard pass. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Make sure you stay tuned. After the showcase, we'll be breaking down all of our reactions to all the gameplay that we got to see. I want to quickly mention one game that I'm excited for that's coming out early next year, and that is
Aaron.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. That was a pleasant
Глянемо
Game Fest.
Xbox Games
Persia,
продължете.
Metroidvania. Justin, does that seem like it's something you want to play?
Yeah. I
Се
mean,
надявам дека
like,
ќе искочи
it's
уште
got, like, we're on a
нешто
full arc of, like, I
добро.
don't know, but then they showed
Сега
the
видиме да
extended
има
gameplay,
болje-
and that really sold me on it at
болje
Ubisoft.
стрим.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it did a really good
Ah,
job
има,
of
одлично.
bringing the time manipulation back in, which has
Yeah.
become a part of Prince of Persia lore. So really clever, really well done.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Како е кај тебе? Како ти иде летото? Онака? Се досадуваш? И да постане. Класично. Зашо е ова? Always show events? Ова не изгледа на 1080p на матер. Oh, too quick, my man! Hello, кажеш нещо интересно? I hope so. Рован. I'm hoping. You'll see. Too quick. It's been so long, bro. How you been? Doing alright, man. You know, just chilling these past few days. There were a lot of game conferences, and all the game conferences were stacked. So I'm excited for this year. A lot of great games coming out. Fable is coming out, a beloved franchise of mine. Yeah, summer actually kind of kicking my ass right now, but it is what it is. I have AC. Oh, you like Fable as well? Let's go. Benny! Oh my god! Hi!
Angel who's the devil, though. That's the real question
Hi.
between Solomon and Johnny.
I'd like to think I'm always an
How are you, Benny? Here in Texas sucks. Tell me about it, man. I used to love summer, but I don't know. These past few years have been very tough. It's like not enjoyable at all. Also, Benny, how are you? How's your day going? You've been improving my setup? What do you mean? I have the same setup as always. This is actually my worst setup Cause my green screen is off, my lights are off. I only got the camera. Or 100 Fahrenheit this weekend? God damn, bro, that's painful. Is my camera? I feel like my camera is too big. There we go. That's manageable. How are you, Benny? What are you playing? Are you still on the TFT grind? Night shift during summer is actually meta. Even though you're probably aging 2 times as fast, but it is what it is. Oh. Okay, let's see what y'all got for us.
Welcome to the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. My name is Tina. And
Children of the Light? Oh.
more into the games you saw at our recent Xbox Games Showcase.
Shh, I don't need to age anymore.
Featured 27
Dude.
ambitious games coming to Xbox. Games like
It was like yesterday I was 21.
Entertainment, Fable from Playground Games, and from our
Not even
partners,
Genshin these days.
from Ubisoft Massive in collaboration with
You come and go with that game.
from Capcom.
It's not like you can play that non-stop,
We'll also
right?
look at some other games from our showcase lineup, and
At least that's how I play those kind of.
we've got the game
grindy
director of
games.
Avowed from Obsidian Entertainment breaking down the game's trailer, and the game director of Hi-Fi Rush.
TFT with friends
here to tell us
is
about their newest update.
is
You'll
fun.
also hear from Sarah Bond, head of the gaming ecosystem
Oh,
organization
fuck.
for Xbox, who will tell us more about a program
Thank you,
to
House.
bring games from underrepresented developers with unique visions
Right.
to Xbox and Game Pass.
There we go.
And we may just have a few other fun guests in
I
store
had,
for
I had
you
the
too.
system.
So stay
system
tuned.
sound on.
But first, let's check out the rainy streets and
Might be
sinister
even-
markets of Cyberpunk 2077: Phantom Liberty.
Hello everyone. I'm really excited to welcome you to this exclusive Xbox store over Black Market, one of the locations in
I never put
Dogtown
one until
that
I
you are
showed you
going
my
to be able
pic
to
when I was
explore
27.
in Cyberpunk 2077: Phantom Liberty.
Were you a
As you
playboy
can see,
quick?
Dogtown welcomes you with open arms.
To tame?
Were you a ladies'
This
man?
is Black Market, a location where you as a player, as a mercenary, you can obtain unique cyberware and weapons, things that you cannot find anywhere in this world. Dogtown is a part of Night City, but it has its own very distinct look and vibe. It's outside of the
Definitely
jurisdiction of
still am.
NCPD,
Ah, I
attracting all
see.
kinds of
Men of
eccentrics
culture.
and dangerous characters.
Radical mods, Jim. Never seen anything like that on a non
Captured on Xbox Series X in performance mode? That's
Nothing yet. Check this out. Or this shit here.
We have put a lot of work into
Damn.
making the world feel more alive. Small scenes, secrets to find, Easter eggs. Make
I'm
this
so
place feel
glad
more
that
vibrant
CD
and
Projekt
more
Red managed to pull Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk
2077 out of the gutter
in
after
Dogtown
that.
is Kurt Hansen. Kurt is a leader.
Yeah,
of
they
Militia who
they
rules Dogtown
went
with an
ham
iron fist.
on Cyberpunk.
Gang wars, not in Dogtown. Taxes, who the In Dogtown, I keep your business safe as long as you abide by my rules.
A really
I'm
nice
so glad
guy.
they managed to pull Cyberpunk out of the gutter,
Market.
out of the
Also, it's a
mud.
place where you can find new illegal weapons and goods.
They fixed the
They are some
PS4
of
issue?
the
No,
most
they
powerful items in the world,
they tried,
but are often much
but
more
they
dangerous
said
to use.
we cannot
A new
make
cyber
this game run on
capacity system
PS4.
which leads you
And
to
they
push your
pulled it
body
out
to
the-
limit
out the store.
and give you new abilities
So it's only
to
PS5
deliver more thrilling
exclusive.
gameplay
Well, not
experiences,
exclusive, it's
like
PS5
air
only.
dash or the ability to see
What's
the
on
enemies
Whore
through the
is
walls,
crazy.
or change your
What?
appearance to lose the heat.
What is
Target
that?
is the authorities of Dogtown, and they are more dangerous than NCPD. When you as a player commit crimes in Dogtown, they are the guys who are going to chase you. We have completely
okay.
overhauled the police system.
Oh, you have it on the
Voice
PS4?
actions are more believable, dynamic, and
Wait, let me
diverse.
Google them.
The team has been working passionately to deliver you more deeper and meaningful experience, and I really cannot wait for you to find out more this September. See you in Dogtown.
Oh, apparently it is on PS4. Huh.
We're not done
Okay,
talking about CD Projekt Red's next
I
dive into
guess
the
it's
story between
fixed.
V and Johnny just yet. In fact,
Huh.
we're here with the voice and
1080p,
stylings of
30
Johnny
FPS.
Silverhand, Keanu Reeves himself. Welcome.
Whoa, Keanu Reeves, bro!
Likewise. Well, Phantom Liberty introduces us to an entirely new location in
Yeah,
Night
I
City.
guess-
It's
I guess
called
they did
Dogtown.
fix it, Rowan.
It's this devastated place. It's
Huh.
controlled by a militia. But I think you know more about it than I do. So how would you
Oh
describe
my
it to
God.
players?
Night City has its own kind of levels to it, and I think Dogtown is kind of going down to a darker place. It's dystopian. It has a tension to it, and this undercurrent of kind of violence, you know, like, and struggle. You know, I swear.
Yeah.
Shit's gone down.
Oh, I like that tagline.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
I
it's
love
just, you
Keanu
know,
so
I
much.
mean, hopefully, it'll be fun for people to play there.
It's hard to believe that there's an underbelly to the underbelly
Yes,
that
that's
is Night
good.
City,
Yes,
right? Yeah, I'm a little
yeah.
scared, but in a
Yeah.
good way.
No, it's a good way. I mean, we're all kind of we're all moths to the flame,
Mm-hmm.
aren't we? And there's a lot of flame in Dogtown.
Well, if anyone can take it on, it's V, so that certainly
Yeah.
gives me the confidence.
Yeah, Visa Survivor,
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
you know?
And we just saw a tour of Dogtown, too, so we got a little bit of that
Oh, cool.
ambiance.
I'm so
and
glad,
we can
'cause
see what the environment is like.
Let's
in
be
VR.
real,
That's not
he
good.
It's
doesn't play the game or
It's not the
knows
friendliest place to
too
be.
much
You
about
gotta- you
the
gotta be
game.
prepared for it,
But
truly.
he's still like doing
In
his
our tour, we
best
also
to sell the
hear a
content
recording from a Colonel
and
Kurt
to
Hansen.
sell
Who's this guy? 'Cause he
the
seems
sell
pretty
his
dangerous,
character.
too.
Yeah.
And it's
No, I'm
just
sorry, I can't say that. My
it,
inner
it
Johnny
feels
came out.
I think that's
My
good. You
inner-
so
know, we know
wholesome.
the tone
Like
now.
Yeah. Well,
that
I mean,
he's trying his
ex-military,
best.
Military too, ruthless, power hungry, manipulative, and Johnny doesn't like him.
I could see that. I mean, Night City in general is the kind of place that breeds that kind of character.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back. Let's talk about Johnny as a person instead of.
Let's
this
talk
horrible
about
person
Johnny.
Known as Colonel Kurt Hansen. I don't know about this guy, but people like Johnny, and I think it's interesting because we know him to be opinionated. He's radical. We've seen that in Cyberpunk 2077 in the Man campaign. But as we get to know him, he's got a sensitive side too. He can actually be quite caring.
That's what makes it so much fun. He is outspoken. He's a little grumpy, and he has a right to be. He's been used, he's been abused, he's been abandoned. And I think that through that kind of hardness of his outside, there is a vulnerability to him. And I think what's great about it is I get to play that character in so many different ways, and so the range of it is cool.
And especially for the player, you get to see these moments in flashbacks. You start to understand he's a product of his upbringing, truly, of his surrounding.
Well, let's not get carried away. I mean, we can start talking about nature and nurture. I'm sorry, I keep dropping into Johnny, but yeah, I like his anger. I like his passion. I like what he stands for. He's really just looking for a fair shot, and I love that he's kind of going through music, that there's an artist side to him, and you know, I got some great speeches.
There's all these moments with Johnny where a tiny little thing, you know, elicits this really fun response. You can flip him off and he double birds you back. Like, I love those kind of moments.
Or rock.
I think another interesting lens of looking at him as we get into Phantom Liberty is his dynamic with Solomon Reed. So what can you tell me about Johnny's relationship with Idris Elba's character?
I think Solomon has some things in common with Johnny in the
I
sense
wonder why
of
they didn't get
the military,
Idris Elba
the
to
sense of
talk about this.
being used, abused. You know, it's in the title, right? They're fighting for a liberty. You know, Solomon's kind of trying to reclaim his life, you know, and Johnny's doing the same thing. You know, it's Cyberpunk 2077, so it might start off as revenge, and it might end as revenge, but I think sometimes he feels like he's lashing out at the wind,
Okay.
you know? And I think Solomon has been living out in the kind of the desert of his life, right? Kind of hiding and harboring.
Yeah.
But I think he also has that kind of soft and hard side to him as well.
So as somebody who's very familiar with thrillers, because you've starred in a few, what do you think about Phantom Liberty makes for a good spy thriller in particular?
The quest to understand what's going on. So, and the kind of
I
scavenger
kind of want to take a
hunt of
piss, but
information,
then again, I don't want to miss
the
out.
mystery, the double crossing, what is true, what's fiction, what can you count on, you can't count on anything. That is really kind of amplified.
Well, thank you so much for coming out to another Xbox presentation.
Thank you, Keanu.
You've got a lot of fans out there in the Xbox community, so I think I can speak for all of us in saying we really appreciate you showing up here today.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you.
But before
It's an
I
honor
close
to
things
be
out,
here. Yeah.
well, before I close things out, I'd love your help here, Keanu. How do you think Johnny would end this interview right now?
Just
Well,
walk.
there's a lot of ways you could do that. But, Tina, pleasure to meet you.
Oh, is that how Johnny would do it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Nice to see
such
you.
a pleasure to have you here. I thought you were going to kick down the camera or something. So
No, you see, he's respectful, you know.
To a
You're
degree.
a good egg.
Oh, thank you. You too. And I'll see you out there again soon.
Okay. Give me something juicy now. Squanch Games. Oh, it's High on Life. What am I seeing?
Oh, I'm so sorry for dragging you all into this.
High on Knife? Bros. From the makers of the Shadowrun Return series and Battle High.
Doesn't exist. It's a pantomime. Theater. And if you get a glimpse behind the scenery, the stagecraft, you'll discover nothing but darkness. And once perceived, it will swallow you whole. I'm in a race against this darkness. A race to locate an ancient ruin, a tower of unspeakable power. I need the best of the best. But they're all dead. So I'll use you.
Is this a...
Scoundrels. Thieves.
No, it's not. There's no way.
The best of the worst.
I thought it was like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or some bullshit like that, but I don't think it is.
Try not to look so glum. You're going to help me save the world.
Okay. Oh, Lamplighters League. Okay. Ah, well.
When it comes to RPG studios, Obsidian Entertainment is among the very best. From Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 and Pentiment, Obsidian Games have placed their stamp on the genre. Joining us today for a closer look at Avowed is game director Carrie Patel. Carrie, I'm so excited to have you here. We just saw this big reveal of Avowed, and there's so many little bits of information in there that I want to dig out and pick your brain around. But before we get into all that, I'm assuming that you don't need to have played Pillars 1 or 2 to really get into Avowed.
You're absolutely right. You don't need to have played Pillars 1 or 2. You can come to the world of Avowed fresh. We want this to be a welcoming experience to new players. But if you are a returning fan,
even the
there are some
names don't
recognizable
correlate.
tidbits.
Like, hello.
For people who have played Pillars 1 or 2, can you tease any more of just those general connections to
No.
the universe? And no major spoilers, of course.
Yeah. There are a couple returning characters that players might recognize from Deadfire in particular. Players who have played the original games will recognize some of the parts of the world and some of the factions. The Adiran Empire plays pretty heavily into the world of Avowed, so all of that will be familiar to returning players.
We do start to see some of that Pillars universe now in the Avowed setting, which is really exciting, and it's looking amazing so far. But can you confirm one thing for me? Are we still in Aora?
We're still in Aora, and specifically we're in a region
Oh, it's
called
on
the
the
Living
existing-
Lands. So again, returning Pillars fans will recognize the Living Lands as this otherworldly frontier. It's very remote. It's relatively unknown. It's this very dramatic landscape full of all of these different valleys with these unique biomes and creatures. Just a really unique visual perspective. And it's a wonderful frontiersy
This
spot
game
that's
looks
set
great,
for
by the way.
adventure. There's a lot that's undiscovered, and so that's the part of Aora that we're introducing
I love the
players
vibe
to
that
in
it has.
Avowed.
The look.
And we also see a character talking to us in the trailer. He seems like he might be a companion, because that would be a very Obsidian thing to do. So what's going on with that?
Yes, this is Kai, and he is one of the first companions you meet in the game. He's an
Okay.
Armawa. That's one of the unique species of the world of Aora. And Kai, as a character, brings a balance of this really battle-hardened perspective. He's seen a lot. He's served as a soldier and a mercenary, but he also has a really unique sense of humor. So he brings a spirit of levity and camaraderie to the party as well.
And as he's talking to us, he's also kind of conveying, well, he's straight up saying that he's afraid of you and your abilities. But it's not like the heroes are the only powerful beings in this universe. So I'm curious what that means for who we are as the player character. Are we a watcher again, like in Pillars 1 and 2? Or maybe we have some connections to the spirit realm and beyond that gives us these terrifying abilities?
So you're not a watcher this time, but you do have a unique soul connection to the world that gives you a connection to the Living Lands and to some of the more mysterious forces at work there. The player is also being sent as an envoy of the Adiran Empire, and so they come with both a very
I
mysterious
would
aura,
rather
also a
have
certain
you
sense
talk
of
about
political
actual
urgency.
gameplay.
Kai also mentions a
and not
plague. That's another bit of
world
detail that we
build.
get within the trailer. We see a very concerning growth on a lot of the creatures in the world. What can you tell us about this plague?
I can't say too much just yet, except that it is a unique soul plague that is devouring the Living Lands, and part of the player's mission in being sent here is to investigate and try to stop it.
We also saw a lot of combat in the trailer, and we see dual-wielding pistols, we see spells, we see swords, we see just a ton
I
of
see
abilities.
London,
A
I
lot
see
that actually
France.
is really reminiscent of the Pillars
Your
universe
girl
too,
in
but
her
those were isometric
underpants.
top-down view games, and Avowed is a first-person game. So how did the team approach that same kind of fantasy combat, but in the first person for Avowed?
So we wanted to take that same depth and breadth of play styles and combat abilities and player fantasies, where you can play someone who's very magically attuned, more traditional fighter or ranger, and really invest in whatever play style is most appealing to you personally. We wanted to take that depth and breadth and translate it into a first-person experience, where you can feel the visceral nature of the attacks, feel the dynamism and the momentum of those attacks as you're executing them, and that means including a range of options like, as you noted, dual-wielding pistols, which is one of my favorites because you don't see that often in fantasy RPGs, but also traditional sword and board, a whole host of magical abilities, a lot of things that'll be both a little bit familiar but hopefully new to players as well.
And I've got one more question for you, because I know the audience is going to want to know this one, but just how big is this game?
So it's going to be roughly comparable to something like Knights of the Old Republic 2 or The Outer Worlds. It is set up as a series of interconnected open zones that players can explore at their own pace. You can invest in discovering every nook and cranny in the world, discovering every secret, finding every side quest, meeting every character, or you can have a much more focused experience. And it's really up to players and how much time they want to spend in the Living Lands, but I'm hopeful that they're going to spend a lot of time with us once Avowed releases.
Well, count me in as one of those players, because I definitely want to read and hear every line of dialogue, everything everyone has to tell me, and discover every
Well, I
inch of the
vow
living lands.
that I'm gonna
Well, thank you
play
again
this
so
game.
much for being here, Tina. It's been so insightful and
Anyways.
fun.
Thank you, Tina. This has been a pleasure.
That was just a taste of what you can expect from Obsidian Entertainment
Oh,
when
no.
Valve lands next year on
Don't
Xbox,
give me just a
PC, and
taste.
Game Pass.
Hey yo. Hey yo.
퍼스트 디센던트는 언리얼 엔진 5를 사용한 차세대
Ultra
스위치
shooter
루트
developed
게임으로
using Unreal
엑스박스
5. Bro,
시리즈
what?
X, 엑스박스 1을 포함해 콘솔과 PC 크로스플레이가
Free to play, bro.
즐기실 수 있도록
어?
개발 중입니다. 퍼스트 디센던트에서 플레이어는 계승자가 되어 인류의 생존을 위해 침략자들의 맞서 싸우게 됩니다. 계승자는 플레이어의 캐릭터로서 다양하고 개성적인 컨셉과 전투 스타일을 가지고 있습니다. 플레이어는 계승자를 통해 잉그리스 대륙을 탐험하며 스토리를 체험하고 다양한 임무를 혼자서 혹은 협동 플레이로 수행하게 됩니다.
Single player and co-op?
또한 최대 4인 협동 플레이로 거대 보스와의 레이드를 경험할 수 있습니다. 거대 보스별
player
다양한
co-op?
기믹과 부위 파괴 등을 통해 밀도 높은 팀 플레이를 체험하실 수 있습니다. 현재 개발팀은 작년 베타 테스트에서 플레이어분들에게 받은 피드백을 개선하는 작업과 신규 컨텐츠의 개발을 병행하고 있습니다. 지금 보시는 화면은 최초로 공개하는 엑스박스 시리즈 X의 실제 게임 플레이 영상입니다. 언리얼 엔진 5를 활용한 높은 퀄리티의 그래픽이 안정적으로 돌아가도록 열심히 개발 중에 있습니다. 신규 계승자 역시 개발 중에 있는데요. 이 계승자는 물을 이용한 독특한 컨셉의 플레이를 경험할 수 있도록 디자인되었습니다. 또한 자기장을 이용한 방어 능력과 비행 스킬을 지닌 새로운 캐릭터도 개발하고 있습니다. 플레이어분들이 더 많은 탐험을 하고 몰입감 넘치는 스토리를 경험할 수 있도록 다양한 환경의 신규 맵을 개발하고 있으며 새로운 타입의 보스 레이드 역시 지속적으로 개발하고 있습니다. 그리고 많은 분들이 요청하셨던 코스메틱 시스템도 도입 중에 있는데요. 캐릭터들마다 다양한 컨셉의 스킨을 제공할 예정이며 꾸미기 아이템을 통해 개성을 마음껏 뽐낼 수 있도록 지원할 예정입니다. 가장 많은 피드백을 받았던 그래플링 훅은 시스템을 완전히 변경하였습니다. 변경된 그래플링 훅은 조작에 따른 회전과 이동 시 가속 감속을 지원하여 조작의 재미를 훨씬 더 증대하였습니다. 이 밖에도 피드백을 반영하여 점프 모션, 총기 사운드, UI와 UX를 지속적으로 개선해 나가고 있으며 계승자 스킬을 개조할 수 있는 시스템도 개발 중에 있습니다. 게임 사운드 또한 글로벌 유명 게임 작곡가인 스티븐 바튼과 협업하여 보다 풍성한 청각적 경험을 제공하기 위해 준비 중에 있습니다. 마지막으로 여러분께서 가장 기다리실 소식을 전해드리겠습니다. 현재 저희는 연내 출시를 목표로 하고 있으며
this
그에
year?
앞서 8월 엑스박스 시리즈 X와 S를
Okay, so it's
포함한
probably gonna be
콘솔
around
박스에서
October,
코스플레이
maybe
베타
November.
테스트를 진행할 예정입니다. 베타 테스트는 8월 22일부터 8월 28일까지 일주일간
Nice.
진행되며 오늘부터 공식 홈페이지를 통해 신청하실 수 있으니 플레이어분들의 많은 참여를 부탁드리겠습니다. Be the first descendant.
Okay. Nexon actually pulling out a decent product? Wow.
When we were wrapping up Banner Saga, we were really talking about what is it we want to do next.
We earnestly
Alright,
started with the
I'll take a
idea
peace break real quick.
of making a game that was hopeful, that it was a triumph for the human spirit.
Something that had a lot of replay ability, something that you can really explore for a long time.
There are different worlds that we want to explore. Towerborn is that game. Towerborn is a fast-paced action RPG. It's a co-op game. You can play it online. You can play it on a couch with your friends and family. Everybody's moving through the world map together. As the players move out, they start breadcrumbing the storyline that is being told here. From the world map, you go into fun, fast combat. You come out of that with resources and crafting items, and with all their new loot, they can go back to the Belfry.
The Belfry is the player's safe haven and humanity's safe haven. The player can customize their appearance, their loadout, talk to all these different NPCs.
The world itself is a mix of 3D and 2D. We definitely wanted to have that kind of beautiful background that you see in animated movies.
Okay, what did I miss?
Towerborn is all about humanity's last chance at survival.
Humanity is clinging to hope and clinging to this tower.
It is your mission to try to hold the forces of darkness at bay, to give humanity a chance at survival.
The most important thing about the gameplay is it's just fun. And it kind of just amplified its fun.
It's just fun. Well, says who, bro? You're a designer.
Players can build their character in a way that's specific to them. It just turns into this back and forth exploration. Like, let's try to do this one combo, and then let's see if you can do a follow-up. From a couch co-op perspective, that's just really fun because there's not too many couch co-op games anymore.
I'm hoping in 5 years from now, it's in a place that I never even would have thought of.
It's a seasonal game, which is different for us.
Players can expect a new storyline with new quests, new biomes. We'll be rolling out new gear, new monsters, new bosses.
Expanding on the content in a continuous, organic way, so it just becomes a living world.
I don't know how I feel about those words.
When we started Stoic, we decided, let's just make games that we feel strongly about and we want to play. We had to find the right relationship with a publisher, and I think we found that with Xbox. They've enabled us to make the game that we want to make here. I earnestly cannot wait for the community to see the game that we're rolling out here. Towerborn is, I really believe, something unique.
If you say so.
There's that roar again.
Uh-oh.
Protect the pit stop, please. What the hell is that thing?
Is this Fallout? No. This is... Oh, it is Fallout. June 20th? Wait, Xbox Extended.
Hello, I'm John Rush, art director for Fallout 76. I hope you enjoyed the world premiere of the trailer for our Once in a Blue Moon update coming June 20th. Free to play for anyone who owns Fallout 76.
Nah, they kind of go in depth about the stuff they've announced
with
already.
it a ton of great new content for players.
It's Cyberpunk DLC looks great.
And
Keanu Reeves went in depth with that part. Fallout actually looks
We've
great.
also got 2 new public events,
which
both of which give
surprised
you
me.
a chance to earn caravan and cryptid themed rewards. Defend the
I don't
Middle
think
Mountain
there
pit
was
stop
anything
from
else.
waves of monstrous creatures and safe and sound. And thwart a horde of crazed cultists and beasts of burden. With Season 13, we've also got a new scoreboard called Shoot for the Stars, which celebrates the stars of the silver screen and gives you a chance to earn cinema-themed rewards. And we're not done yet. Next year, we're taking players to Atlantic City.
Oh, there is actually a free-to-play
Opportunity to win big.
a looter shooter called The First Descendant,
Blue Ridge Caravan Company.
and it's
And
gonna
earn
be
rewards along
coming
the
out
way.
free-to-play. It's gonna
Once
be
in a
coming
Blue
out
Moon
later
is
this
coming
year.
June 20th.
The beta is in like
Appalachia is
August,
coming at ya.
end of August.
We'll see you there.
If you wanna check that out, that actually looked great. Oh.
What's this?
Okay. Yeah, the next one game. Nexon actually releasing a good-looking product. I can't believe it. Probably gonna be a tough, hardcore pay-to-win bullshit, but at least it's free to play and it looks great.
We've just seen a new trailer for updates coming to Hi-Fi Rush called Arcade Challenge Update. No joke, there's literally exclamation points in there. That's not just me. So here to explain that and more about the update is game director John Johannes. Showcase Extended, John.
Really glad to be here.
Exclamation points?
They have to be in there.
Yeah, it feels
It's style. It's style. Yeah.
Style.
They have to be.
Hi-Fi Rush is
They
such a stylish game in
have
general.
to be
I
in
think that's one of the things that people really excitedly pointed out when we shadow dropped the game in the developer direct earlier this year. But making a brand new IP is always a bit of a risk. Your studio's known for kind of scarier games like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Can't deny that. But yeah, this type of game is something I just always wanted to make personally. And I just thought music and action work so well together. And after I had finished working on The Evil Within 2, it just felt like the right time to try something new. And our studio's always been about just making fun games. It doesn't have to be about a certain genre. We're not about making one specific thing.
And fortunately, there's plenty more of that content to come because we just saw an absolutely jam-packed trailer. So I'd love for your help in breaking down all the details, all the stuff going into this update.
Sure. There's a lot, so bear with me. Everything in this mode is unlockable once you finish the game, and you'll unlock an arcade cabinet in your hideout. And by accessing it, you get 2 new modes. One is called BPM Rush mode, which takes the gameplay up to like higher speeds than we've ever done in the main game. And the other is called Power Up, Tower Up, which is a new sort of randomized spin on the Rhythm Tower mode that we had in the original game. And included in this mode are 5 new original songs to play to, as well as 2 brand new enemies. And then there's special attacks and this whole meta system for unlocking upgrades and rewards. And that's all I can think of right now.
I love that there's so much to unpack there, but let's rewind. Let's talk about just BPM Rush for now.
Sure.
It was described in the trailer as effectively Hi-Fi Rush's equivalent of a turbo mode. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, early on, the team was like, how fast can we go? And in the game, we kind of settled at, about a max 160 BPM. But this mode really takes it up to 200 BPM. But we sort of ease you in there. It's a gradual upgrade until it eventually gets so fast, you just got to sort of think on your feet and naturally react to the rhythm in the combat of the game.
Equivalent of a turbo mode. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, early on, the team was like, how fast can we go? And in the game, we kind of settled at, about a max 160 BPM. But this mode really takes it up to 200 BPM. But we sort of ease you in there. It's a gradual upgrade until it eventually gets so fast, you just got to sort of think on your feet and naturally react to the rhythm in the combat of the game.
I personally love that there's a lot of accessibility settings in the game, too. It makes it so that you can adjust the game to your own comfort level. But this is a post-game challenge. It's meant for when you've gotten into the rhythm of the game. So I'm curious if you have any pointers on as far as how to tackle that challenge.
As an action game, I think a lot of people
Just
want
play
that
the
sort of
game.
next-level challenge, another way to use their abilities in a new type of environment. This mode does that by putting you at the high speed. But we also have multiple difficulties. We have an easy mode for people who want to experience what that's like, but maybe are not in tune with that sort of high difficulty that's accompanied with this stuff. But then we have a casual normal mode as well. And then we have, after beating those modes, we can unlock an EX mode, which takes up to a hard level where damage is multiplied and keeps you at that high BPM throughout the entire time.
But there already was a post-game challenge when Hi-Fi Rush launched. It was the Rhythm Tower mode. You mentioned that briefly earlier. That's the one where you face just increasingly difficult combat. So how has that evolved with the Power Up, Tower Up mode?
So the Rhythm Tower mode was kind of like a very curated experience. And while it was very challenging, you can prepare, go in and sort of customize your character, know what you're getting into. And in this mode, we flip it to the almost opposite end. Chai starts off downgraded. We actually remove all your abilities, and you have to earn them back by fighting waves of randomized enemy sets. And after every wave of enemies, you get to choose from a series of power-ups that can gradually increase your stats. Each of these upgrades comes with either bonus or negative modifiers as well to the gameplay, so you can take more risks or less risks depending on which upgrades you pick. And again, those upgrades are randomized each level, so you really kind of have to have an understanding of the systems and not quite master them, but have a good grasp if you want to go in and come out on top.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it was a really packed trailer. There was a lot of information in there. It's a chonky update. So what else have you got for us? Because I feel like there's more on the table there.
Yeah, so by playing in the 2 modes, you unlock these rewards through these challenges that are connected to these 2 modes. And in those rewards are things like accessories for Chai and new costumes for Chai 808, and even as well as fan favorite Corsica. We have new modes for the photo mode as well. Things like new filters. We have new poses for the characters. We have stickers that you can place on the photos now. And then there are some extra hidden secrets that we don't want to give away right now, which, as you know from our game, we like to hide in there and we like people to find, which is always fun. And then, in conjunction with this release, we're also releasing a separate costume pack, which is a kind of take on what the characters would look like if maybe this game took place in a different time period.
Ooh, a little tease. I like that.
And there's some really fun-looking stuff in there. So,
well, thank you again so much for coming out all the way from Japan to Showcase Extended, John.
I'm
super glad.
That's all we have to share about the new update for Tango Gameworks' Hi-Fi Rush coming soon. Now it's time for us to return to the second era of Tamriel and the Elder Scrolls Online. ZeniMax Online Studios debuted the trailer for their upcoming expansion at Showcase, and today they're here to break that trailer down for us. Let's hear what the team has to say about the Necrom expansion for Elder Scrolls Online.
I see.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the Xbox Showcase. I'm Rich Lambert, the creative director on Elder Scrolls Online.
Are you though?
CJ Greb, I'm the project art director for Elder Scrolls Online.
I don't know, that didn't really sound
about Elder Scrolls Online is
confident.
It's different than really any other game out there. It's not your typical level-gated world. Go anywhere, you can explore in any order you want to.
You really can hop in at any moment, play with anybody, can play any part of the game.
And any story.
And of course, I mean, we're on Xbox Game Pass, you know, the biggest open world RPG on Xbox. And if you're at all a fan of Elder Scrolls, you can go places that you maybe have never gone before in an Elder Scrolls game,
and do things that you've never been able to do. There's so many different activities to participate in. You know,
housing.
We've got lore hunting and antiquities, right? There's the dungeons and the trials.
And you can, of course, always revisit lands that you've been to before. We've got Skyrim, Morrowind.
Yeah, and they're different times. You know, we're almost 1,000 years in the past.
Come in by yourself, come in with friends, but don't worry that you're ever not going to have something to do, because there are adventures everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
We had an awesome trailer during the showcase. Hermaeus Mora?
Yeah.
What's it all about, Rich?
Hermaeus Mora is this Daedric god of knowledge. He's not good, he's not evil.
He's
he
just
is just focused on cataloging the world and collecting everything he possibly can to study. And
I mean,
what you kind of see in the trailer is Mora kind of always on guard, always looking over and watching what's kind of going on. And you get to see some nostalgia in there as well from the Dragonborn DLC in Skyrim with the yellow-green skies.
The vast inky sea, the stacks of books.
I'll still never forget the first time you showed us the initial concepts for everything made out of books. I remember looking at that going, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Like, how is this going to run? And
we always try to honor the past, right? Because when we go back to areas that people who play Elder Scrolls games have played, they know these lands. We want them to feel like they're coming home, right? But we have the chance to add a little into the mix.
The art team was able to really play with kind of cool, unique monsters.
Yeah, we were given some great places to go for new monsters in the zone. We were looking at making a creature that would kind of freeze you in terror as soon as you saw it. And a creature that has a deeper connection to the overall story of the zone.
We've also got the Tavani Peninsula, kind of the Morrowind vibe.
It's always fun to go back to this part of Tamriel because it's one of the most imaginative and sort of like visually expressive things that has ever been created for an Elder Scrolls world. And then, of course, Necrom City itself.
This ancient city that, is rumored to have been built, even before the Tribunal was even established.
Right.
Being able to play with that and look at that architecture and this ancient city of the dead.
And you guys
City of the Dead is what I have to
Arcus
attend.
draws their powers from Hermaeus Mora. We really challenged ourselves and the team to make something that didn't feel like anything else that we have built.
Everything we've been talking about sounds amazing, but
it's a whole
when
new
do we actually get to play it?
Necrom launches on Xbox June 20th, and we can't wait for everybody to get in there and see this amazing content that we've created.
Nice.
Thanks, everyone, for watching us during the showcase and watching us today.
No problem, bro.
Lots of exciting stuff coming for ESO in the future. We'll see you in Tamriel.
Bye. Shadow over Morrowind. Oh, it's Outlast, right? No way! Phasmophobia on consoles? Yo! Let's go! Cross-platform? Bro, let's go! Nice. In August? Coming to Xbox Series X.
IBS World News.
番組をご覧の皆様、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
エグゾプライマルディレクターの平岡です。まずはじめに、3月に開催しました第1回オープンベータテストに多くのエグゾファイターの皆様にご参加いただきました。アンケートや SNS を通じてたくさんのフィードバックをいただいております。今後の開発に活用させていただきます。ご協力ありがとうございました。さて、カプコンショーケースはご覧いただけましたでしょうか。その中で発表しましたが、第2回オープンベータテストの開催が決定しました。詳しい日程や情報は公式サイトをご覧ください。それではここからは番組をご覧の皆様に新情報を紹介します。まずはサベージガントレットという新たなモードです。サベージガントレットは内容が毎週切り替わる特別なミッションに5人で挑む世界中のファイターとクリアタイムを競うというモードになっています。ディノサバイバルとは違い、出現する恐竜やフィールドが遊ぶたびには変化せず、全世界のプレイヤーが同じ内容のミッションに挑みます。今回は恐竜が出現する位置にあらかじめトリプルスレッドを設置しています。出現してきたらこのようにスカイウェーブのグラビトンケージと合わせて起爆、一網打尽にできました。ミッションは画面上部に表示されている恐竜の討伐なのですが、サベージガントレットでは目標以外の恐竜が出現することが少なくありません。もちろん討伐せずに無視することもできますが、ミッション達成の妨げになる可能性があります。倒すか倒さないかはプレイヤーの作戦次第です。目標を達成したら次のミッション、ゲームの流れはディノサバイバルとすんなり遊べると思います。何やら次のミッションに備えてスーツを着替えているようですね。なるほど。スナイパーネオソーが離れた位置に多く出現するのでビジラントに着替えたようですね。フレームネオソーも出現するのでフロストロックで動きを止めて集中攻撃のチャンスも作り出せますね。また一列に並んだ恐竜もブレードで足止めしてから倒す作戦のようです。 道中では大型恐竜が複数体出現することも。サベージガントレットはエンドコンテンツに相当するモードなので、基本的にはミッションの難易度は高く設定されています。モジュールの強化、組み合わせはもちろん、チームメンバーのスーツ構成などよーく考えて挑んでみてください。サベージガントレットをクリアすると、このようにクリアタイムが表示されます。その後、自分のクリアタイムがどの程度だったか、ランクによる評価がされます。次はバリアントスーツを紹介します。バリアントスーツはデフォルトのエグゾスーツとは異なる性質の武器を装備しており、戦い方が変化したスーツです。デフォルトのデッドアイはアサルトライフルを装備していますが、デッドアイアルファバーストファイヤーはショットガンとバースト射撃を切り替えられるバトルライフルを装備しています。敵との距離に応じて射撃を切り替えながら戦います。他のバリアントスーツも特別にちょっとだけお見せしますね。ゼファーアルファ、エナジーチャクラム、バラージュアルファ、ロケットホップ、ビジラントアルファ、マークスマン、ロードブロックアルファ、フォートレスキーズ、ムラサメアルファ、フロストグレイブ、クリーガーアルファ、チャージショットガン、
Everybody's gonna play that
リッチド
fucking
クターアルファ、デュアリティビーム、
duality
スナイウェー
beam
ブアル
is
ファ、
insane.
サンダークラップ、
Thunder clap my cheeks.
ニンバスアルファ、ダブルバレル。バリアントスーツは発売後のタイトルアップデートで遊べるようになります。
Everybody's playing that
発売後
Frostblade.
も定期的にアップデートを行っていきます。シーズンごとに新たなゲームコンテンツを追加していきますのでご期待ください。本日はありがとうございました。それではウォーゲームでお会いしましょう。レッツマッシブ。
よし、ありがとうございました。
It's great to see the dedication from the team
Sarah
at Capcom
Bond,
and how
the
they're
girl
building
that
Exoprimal
held Salt.
in partnership with the community. Gaming has the
Oh,
power to
she's
immerse
still
us in
holding
worlds and
Salt.
perspectives we'd never
Hold the
otherwise
Salt.
experience. We can fight dinosaurs, transport to a dystopian future, explore the universe, and conjure magic. And we get to do this together, no matter where we are on the planet, the language we speak, what we look like, or our physical abilities. That is why it is both an absolute imperative and an incredible opportunity that games represent all of us. That is why we created the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program to help underrepresented creators and stories in the industry shine. We call it DAP. DAP already includes more than 100 emerging developers, and they've launched 30 incredible games like A Space for the Unbound, Validate, and Hoa. And there are many, many more in the works. Let's take a look at these amazing games coming up next from ID at Xbox's Developer Acceleration Program.
Yeah, these indies don't look that bad. Hey yo.
I got a call from my good friend Jörg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me about this once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-this-world opportunity. So I'm here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Jörg, he's around here somewhere. Let's go find him. Jörg!
Hey, Paris!
You mean Jörg?
Yeah, great to see you.
Thanks for coming to Budapest.
Of course. What am I doing here?
I'll tell you on the way. We have a boat to catch. Oh,
yeah? We don't have a plane?
Nope.
Pyro nešto. Pyro something.
Jörg, what is this place? What kind of aircraft are you storing in here?
Ha, dude, it's much
Mind
more
your
than that.
business, David.
All right, Paris, are you ready for this?
You know I'm ready for this.
All right, let's go.
But don't fucking close the door, we're outside! Bro, what? Oh, they got the Dune aircraft, wow.
Welcome to the world of Dune.
This
Of
is incredible.
Dune.
Come on, I want you to meet someone.
This is the Dune.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Paris, I would like to introduce Patrice Vermette, Academy Award-winning production designer of Dune.
It is
Patrice!
very nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan of Dune. Now, Patrice, can you tell me what is this place?
Well, this is the warehouse where we actually keep most of the props and the set deck elements that we used on Dune Part 1 and Part 2.
Ah, I see.
Now, Jörg, how did all this get started?
So it goes back to November 2021.
So, you know when
Dune
you
had
gave
just hit the
me
movie
those
theaters
$10,000
worldwide,
back in...
and we got a call from Legendary, and they had the idea that we bring an ornithopter into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And me being a lifelong science fiction reader and fan, a big, huge fan of the Frank Herbert books, how could I say no?
Okay, now it makes sense after seeing the trailer at the Xbox showcase. I understand why you brought me here.
You guys want to take a look? Because we actually do have a couple of ornithopters here if you want to see. You want to take a look?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Tell me it works, bro.
Look at this.
Tell me it works.
It's a one-on-one real-sized ornithopter. It's amazing.
Sure, thank you. Denis likes things to be plausible, so that's why they were built to look military, rugged, and stealth.
Now, here's the most important question. Were they built to fly?
No.
Funny you mentioned, because I've been asked that question on a couple of occasions.
They are absolutely not.
No, they don't fly. They are heavy. They're 11 tons.
So, Jörg, you had to get this working in the game. How did you do this in Flight Sim?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. So in general, ornithopters can fly and do fly. This particular one, given that it weighs 11 tons, that's going to be a little bit harder, specifically because it's not really doing the ornithopter bird flap. It does oscillation of the blades. And we currently don't have the material science to get the thrust and the lift. But on Arrakis, I think this is absolutely possible. And in Flight Sim, we made it work.
Patrice, we're here. Can we go
So it's
in?
not a sim,
Absolutely.
it's a fiction.
Right, let's do it. Normally we'd go in through the...
You're messing
climbing
with
up the
us.
landing gear, but
Liars.
we'll do.
Betrayers.
Yeah, so what's cool about this, Paris, is that all those buttons are actually realistically hooked up to the system. Master engine switch, what you're doing there above those, the red, are basically all the lights.
And as you notice, it's all analog because in the world of Dune, there's no thinking machines. Thinking machines have been illegal for 10,000 years.
Yeah, that was actually fascinating when we implemented it. Because it's a science fiction, we thought, oh, it's glass cockpits,
Yeah.
everything's going to be computerized. Like, none of it is. This is a very practical helicopter, almost like from the 1960s.
So, Jörg, in the first movie, the Thopter was able to do a lot of cool moves and maneuvers. You're going to be able to reproduce that in Flight Sim?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, the really cool design that you guys came up with is each blade is independently controlled. So each blade has its own lift and thrust. And that means it can go from a really stable hover to a steep dive and back to a glide instantaneously. I would just say thank you that you designed such an awesome and realistic machine, because that's what we do. We bring realistic machines to life. But if you want to see a little bit more about the game design...
How is any of this realistic? What are you talking about? Yo, y'all should fucking script the video.
Setup
This
for
is
this expansion is that you are
This is
a Trace
not it.
pilot on Arrakis flying an ornithopter. Here is what we built. We basically built this section of Arrakis. Here's the capital city of Arkin.
Okay.
Here's a botanical garden, we have that as well. And the first thing we do is we train you up. The fast takeoff, fast landing, and then the deep dive. And then we take you to some of the extreme locations, like the bow of the cliff, the hole in the rock, the red chasm. You really have to show your pilot skills. And then, towards the end, then there's a secret mission, which I can't talk about today, but that basically wraps up the experience. It's gonna be great.
Super exciting. Hey.
It was great to see you again.
Barris, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, Jorg, where to next?
Well, I don't know what they eat on Arrakis, but this is Budapest, and I hear they have excellent goulash. I know a place.
Well, let's go.
Anyways.
Oh, some platformer? Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Get him! What the hell? Ooh, Lies of Pi. I finished this demo
Lies of
today.
P is a thrilling Souls-like that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of the Belle Epoque era.
Finally, we meet.
You are awakened by a mysterious voice.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
You must
My
adapt yourself
pussy wet.
and your
I
weapons
mean, what?
to face untold horrors, untangle the unfathomable secrets of the
untold
city's
what?
elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself.
Nice.
You are able to create your own weapon through the combination of these blades and handles. Of the hundreds of possible combinations with different respective appearances, performances, attack motions, and patterns. Each and every blade and handle has its distinctive Fable Arts. Fable Arts is a special combat skill that can be casted by consuming Fable slots. Fable slots can be charged
Nice.
again through combat. Select your own special skills to vanquish your enemies. The Legion arm is a prosthetic on P's left arm. The Legion arm can exhibit special abilities by consuming the Legion gauge, providing you an eclectic combat experience. So, puppets are all there are? I highly doubt that. You'll have to face all sorts of monsters, puppets only being one of them. You're not quite done yet. Bone-chilling bosses await you.
Ding, ding, boom. Nice.
If a boss seems too intimidating, you might want to get help
Just
from
summon.
a specter.
Yeah.
In boss matches, you can summon a specter that will assist you in battle. With a bit of help, you will be able to defeat bosses with more ease.
I don't know, man.
The P organ is a system that allows you
The
to upgrade
what?
your character. Use quartz to optimize
Huh?
P to your liking. Within the P organ, you can select which slots to unlock depending on your preference. There will be times when you will be confronted with choices where you can give comfort to others in sorrow or despair by lying, or you can choose to tell the truth. Carve
Bitch,
your
they
own
said the P organ, bro. They said the P organ. Jesus.
Meet
But
Liza
yeah.
P on Xbox One Xbox Series, and
Yeah,
Game
it's
Pass,
the
coming to you this September 19th.
I wouldn't even say best. It's like the good stuff from the good Souls-like games. You know?
At the heart of Hellblade is our ambition to sink you into Senua's world and story.
I don't like
To do
that
this,
there
it's critical that we make it
are
as
very
easy as
focused
possible
on
for
perfect
you to
pairing
suspend
stuff
your disbelief. One key
in that
method of
game.
achieving this is our use of performance capture.
because it takes you like 2 hours of fighting people to learn the perfect parry window, and then it takes you like 2 minutes to feel
what I
out
want to
the
achieve on stage is to get
the
the best performance
attacks
and storytelling
of
from the
each
actors,
boss and
and
each
then to get that
mob,
into the
each
game
enemy,
as
and then after that
faithfully
it's just
as possible. I want to see what I saw on stage in the
smooth
game.
sailing.
It's time to find. When we were shooting the scene from the Xbox showcase, it was quite a somber mood on set, because that was one of our moments in the game where it's just Senua and the Furies, and we have an opportunity to connect with the player one-on-one.
Where are they? Where are you?
Up my ass!
I'm scared. This is too
At this point in
Nah,
Senua's journey,
dude.
she's had her confidence eroded.
Vulga
and a
la
lot of doubt.
bastar.
And she needs to find within herself
Vus.
a spark of
Oneki
hope, that
takata.
strength that she has
Sa.
in order to continue on.
Everything I've done has led me to this place. We've come so far.
While this scene is relatively simple, the scale and complexity of our performance capture has multiplied to meet our creative ambitions on Hellblade 2.
Oh, okay.
We shot
I
the
like
first
how
Hellblade
you
in the
rate
boardroom of
the
our old studio.
stuff.
It was very MacGyvered together. In the new studio, we have a custom-built mocap space, which has pretty much everything we could have dreamed of. We've got projectors, so we can recreate sets on the ground if we need to. We've got loads of props that we have available to us at any time, so we can build sets.
I remember
Okay.
coming into interview and seeing the setup down
You
there.
saw who won, yeah.
And immediately
Yeah.
being impressed
I
by
know who would win.
the
Ditch.
clear commitment that had been made to
It was
underpinning
over.
Great true
Butler
to life performance
dumpster
with
diving for that fucking trophy
So
that he
we've
threw
got
away.
A lot more cameras this time around.
Easy.
They're kind of top of the line at the moment. And
You
the
don't
defense
mess
space
with
that
the
we have
kebabi
downstairs
ditch.
is Nearly wall-to-wall coverage, which is really impressive.
No
and
matter how
is not
skilled
something
you
that
are.
is common. It's certainly a step up from a few
How
cameras set up in
good
the
of
boardroom.
basketball player you are.
With our setup, we can push even further on our ambition of bringing
You don't
through
mess with the
as much of
kebabi
our
and
actors'
rakia.
performances as possible into the game, even
And
down to
Miami
the most
didn't know
nuanced
that.
of movements.
So when you've got a optical system like ours set up and
I
calibrated well,
I
you
knew
can
it was-
track performers' movements down to the millimeter.
Once Denver
so
came
you can
back-
see somebody shuffling their finger along the table or just
Once
wiggling
Denver
them very
came back-
gently, you can see hesitation.
I mean, came
and
back to
breath.
Colorado
You know, there's no
from
need
from
to
Florida.
Push the action and overact. You can
Over.
just
Over.
be your character.
I'm here now.
I'm here now.
What we want is the best performance possible, the best immersion possible
yeah,
for the player,
fucking-
and that's why we go to these lengths,
Yeah,
just to try to
fucking
get that extra fidelity of performance into the game.
What do you want me to do?
Suck my.
With performance capture being at the heart of our character
Anyways.
movement, our props and staging had to facilitate our vision.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there is going to be a boat in the game. That boat will have several characters on board. We wanted to be able to capture the motion of a boat across multiple characters simultaneously.
The motion
and
sickness.
we, for the first time, had the space to be able to construct a proper rig for this. So we had a platform which could be moved in any number of ways to create that kind of pitch and yaw and roll that you would get on the ocean. And we got our actors up onto this boat and captured scene with high waves and a storm, and we got incredible data from
It's either
really
my
good.
way
The most
or
important
the
part of it
highway.
is to make sure that story gets told.
Okay, babe.
and having these wonderful actors we're working
I'm gonna
with
need you to speed up, please.
bring their talents to bear on these characters has been
I'm getting
such
fucking sleepy,
an
bro.
amazing experience.
My name's Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson. Welcome to FanFest. I'm excited to be here. Here we go. Let's roll that video.
I mean, otherwise the expression won't get fucking caught, right? If I do instead of, you know, it's gonna be like talking. So I assume. Sea of dicks. Thieves. Xbox tattoo is fucking mad. What did I just fucking see?
That FanFest Melbourne and it's playing all
Ain't no fucking way someone came to a Xbox showcase to get a tattoo, bro. That's wild. Yeah, I assume. Yo, no matter how bad their, well, I wouldn't say bad, how dry their console is, their controller is actually the best there is, low-key. Like, I would rather play on an Xbox controller than a PS. Even though PS4 is probably
It felt so good to be part of Xbox in my life.
Top
I'm
2.
Just wandering around, I've been talking to people, and everybody is so
Xbox.
excited about what's to come.
kind of wins that. The
we really put a lot of
controller
emphasis on empowering creative risk, and then there's some
controller
excitement
race.
for what we're going to be able to deliver going into 2024, and even games in 2024 that we haven't talked about yet. So our mission, our strategy is to bring the joy of gaming to everybody, no matter where they want to play, how they want to play. And I just feel, you know, a real responsibility, a real privilege, excitement that we get to be the ones to build those games that are going to be at the center of no matter what we do.
Hi, I'm Sebastian, and I'm the community manager for Light Your Frontier. Today, I'll be playing with Kelly, Anita, and Carolina to explore the new multiplayer features Light Your Frontier has to offer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today,
Oh
we should
my
continue building
God,
up the base
my
we started
ears.
yesterday. We'll need more resources, and it'll be faster if we work together to collect them. Can two of you work on that?
Yeah, let's go. Go.
That is terrible, bro.
Thanks. It's my favorite color.
Dang, the fireworks
Yeah.
all the drone crops.
Yeah, indeed,
I'm
bro.
looking forward
There
to making the farm even
might.
bigger.
You are in the video game
Gonna
industry,
work
bro.
on
Like
making our home look a little bit better.
you
and then
work
I'll
from
come
home
down, yeah.
half the time.
Great.
At least
I'll
have
be
a
in a bit
decent mic.
do
What
you
is
want to
this
focus on gathering,
McDonald's
you think?
drive-through?
I can get wood to start with, and then you can
How
help
you
me
can
get
get
some
this wood to
aluminum.
start with, for sure.
I'll get some stone also then. That should cover a lot of what we need for crafting and building. Once we've finished, let's head back and help with the buildings.
Resupply to the rescue.
How's it going up there?
Think
Better
I've got
than
a good idea
Ubisoft?
of what I want things
I
to
don't-
look
I-
like
I
up
mean-
here.
Nice.
I don't know, man.
Oh, there's so many good choices.
That Prince of Persia gameplay?
But
Oh
I
my
think
god.
That looks good.
Can't wait to see it.
There are loads of aluminium here. They're actually pretty strong. so we can do it
Aluminium.
faster if you
She
go
actually said it right. I
Together and
can't
see
believe
what else
it.
we can find here. After we bring
Well,
this back,
then
I'll
again,
take a
she's
look in
European.
some other regions to see what
And the
materials they
issue,
have.
I mean,
Done
it
it
is
here,
what
so
it
I'll
is,
come
bro.
join ya.
Oh, my inventory is getting full from this harvest.
You know what's the thing? They heard it normally live. Like the people.
Great idea. Let's get on it.
The people that were like physically there, they heard it as
Yo, anyone need
we should have.
Ton of stuff.
Because I assume they had a 7.1 stereo.
Do you want us to start helping you
Well,
build?
7.1 channel setup in the hall. And they just streamed it 7.1 as well.
Yeah, it looks great to me.
And when you stream it 7.1, we only get the.
I'm almost done with the fences here.
The low thingies. The low frequencies.
Hey, everyone! I was going for more materials and I found some ruins over there.
Really?
Jump on your mechs and come see this.
Jump on your mechs and come see this set up scenario that we will now.
I wonder.
Oh, that's what she said.
Tomorrow we should totally find a way to open this. Let's head back to the base and see what we can do.
Lightyear Frontier. Bro, what is this? Yeah, but the video is 7.1. And so you see the video was going in the live in the hall that the Ubisoft the Ubisoft Forward was presented to. Because there was a live audience, right? So it's basically like a cinema, and so yeah, the people that were live at the event heard the audio like correctly, but the stream didn't get the audio correctly because it was 7.1 or 5.1, but
welcome.
Neon White? New update? Minakos Night Market, what? What the fuck? Oh, it's a term. The Wandering Village. Yo, the Bookwalker actually looked interesting. 10 awesome hits. Excuse me?
Every year in our showcase, there's
Phil!
one game that kind of pops for me, something
Long
I'm very
live
interested
Phil!
in. This year we got
Gamer.
33 Immortals
Not the
from
CEO,
Thunderlobis, and
not
I'm
the-
here now with Stefan and Will to walk through a demo of the game, which I've
Gamer.
never played before. First time. We have 33 people online. Incredibly excited about this. So we're gonna jump in.
Here's the
Okay.
33
Immortals
co-op.
is a co-op action roguelike for 33 players. You play a damned soul who must rebel against God's final judgment. So there's three of us here today on stage, 3 upstairs, and 27 people joining us from Montreal in the studio.
We are ready. That's us. Everybody's spawning in.
That's us.
This is 33 player multiplayer.
Yeah.
Not a normal number of characters for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
How did you come up with 33 players?
We were searching for a
Yo,
significant number.
Studio need everybody on Zoom at like 6 a.m.
32 felt good. But as the game is inspired by
But
the
boss,
Divine
why?
Comedy,
We have a
medieval
Xbox
poem
showcase.
from Dante Alighieri, written in the
Oh,
14th
come on,
century.
boss.
And this poem has 3 sections.
I'm just a
Inferno,
community
Purgatorio,
manager. Why are you
Paradiso.
putting media? Shut
Each
the fuck
section
up.
has 33 chapters. And so we say, oh, let's do 33
I love
players,
it. I love it.
33 immortals.
Man, I love what you said, Will, that when you guys started this game, there weren't even 33 people at the studio, so you didn't have enough people in the studio to fill out the full roster of the game.
Yeah.
It's just such an awesome point.
Bro,
It's a
they
challenge.
didn't even have
It's a challenge when you're
33
trying to do
people.
I love it.
Okay, so no 2 runs are the same. We're actually spawning in a different position, a different situation. We are in the cemetery. If you hold the left trigger, the world map is going to show up. And we can see that we are 33 right now, actually. In Inferno, but we are scattered around the world.
Oh, we're not all in the same place.
Yeah,
Proxy
yeah,
chat-
because
proxy chat is
we
actually
all have to
OP.
complete torture chambers
Got it.
to make the game progress.
Okay.
And we are located at the southwest of Inferno.
Yeah.
And so the closest torture chambers is to the east.
Okay.
So let's go there.
Got it.
Okay, let's continue
Got
down,
it.
south.
It's our
towards the
gamer
first,
Phil Spencer,
torture
bro.
chambers. This one, I have a good feeling for it.
The soundtrack, what's going on? The music's kind of cool.
Thank you. This is Max LL, who's actually done the music on all of our games.
Oh, I see.
And you're in Montreal.
We are in Montreal, yes.
Close to one of
Les
our
Montreal.
studios in Compulsion.
Yes.
It's also in Showcase.
Our god
Yes.
gamer
Love the
Phil
community of
Spencer is gonna
creators in
carry
Montreal.
this shit, bro.
Absolutely. It's always important to be well surrounded and all that.
Also, it's not
We didn't talk
matching.
about
You
the
have
first game,
you
Spirit
actually have
Fair.
ammo.
Yeah.
I loved. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was great.
Well, you on the bow and arrow.
As
I
you can
see.
see, this is not Spirit Fair.
No, but like, how do you think about that from a studio standpoint? Having such, I mean,
Well, for us-
I would say they're stylized games, but
Yeah,
outside
absolutely.
of that, very different games.
We're not worried about, genre. Our goal is really to just try and make unique, immersive, creative experiences that players love and that they want to play for.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
This guy who's getting out of my.
I wonder how the game skills.
All right.
What do we do?
So we have completed
How hard the game skills as more and more
I got left behind. This is what
people
you're doing.
join.
God, yeah.
Oh, they're back on us.
Whoa.
Well, we gotta face the wrath of God.
Careful.
Oh, not the wrath of God, bro.
Dash, dash, dash. Dash.
Run away.
Oh, I can't. I can't. I have like 0 health. New torture. No, I got to get out of here.
Where are you?
Well, why weren't they in the torture chamber?
Oh, he actually died.
Okay.
Phil, come on, bro.
God is getting angry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We're getting hammered right now.
Hey, yo!
Okay, here's a guy. Can you revive me? Revive me.
What did you say?
Stop moving. That's good. One.
Hey,
Yeah,
Phil.
I'm up.
Okay. Whoa.
Thank you.
Come on, Phil.
Run, run, run.
You can do it,
this
Phil.
is the holy fire.
What is this?
Oh, one
holy fire.
One nose.
Now
Uh-oh.
we're in holy fire?
The wrath of God.
Burning holy
Okay,
fire.
so we unlock the Ascension battle.
Inner.
So that's the last battle.
Here, can we
before
get this? Can people jump in my heels?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in.
In your what now?
I tried to do the heal. Don't mind me, the wandering soul.
Save me, please.
I'm like a zombie.
助けてください。
Did I mention I'd never played before?
Honestly, Phil, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. You're a god natural talent.
Yes.
But we are not alone.
There's a lot of enemies in this small space.
Gonna try to not move.
Yeah, you have to kill them,
Don't
Phil.
move, and hopefully someone is going to be able to revive you. Okay, good.
Oh, I'm in.
I'm up.
I'm in.
Okay.
Okay.
Back.
Okay, I'm back.
I bet
thank you.
everyone at the fucking
this is the
studio
last
in
step.
Montreal is like,
my-
hey, Phil's dead! Revive Phil! I got you covered! Go, go, go!
Yeah.
We did it?
You have to look good!
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
now we've ascended.
Yeah.
That was first chapter of first book. Is that how I should think about it?
Yeah.
It's the first world, so it's Inferno.
Yeah.
Each region has its whole big set of challenges and everything,
And this is all on the map.
and its final boss fight.
That's what this is. Well, since we've
Oh, it's
basically come
servers.
through unscathed so far, this should be easy.
Oh!
Yeah, it's easy. You saved us from having to kill the final boss.
Yeah.
That's a bit
Damn.
of a tease.
Ah, I like
How
it.
dare.
I like it. Well, best of luck to you and the team and everything that's going on. Can't wait for this game to come out. I won't ask for the date because I know that's unfair. But it was great to have in the show and great for you to come down and we got the opportunity to play. So thank you for that.
Thank
you so
Phil.
much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for watching Showcase Extended. I love these opportunities to show
Wait,
more
that's it?
about everything that you saw in the
little bit
showcase
more?
itself. Thanks to everybody that supported us and have a great week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Phil. Bye. Bye, Phil. Okay, chat. Whee! There we go. Yeah, man. All of these games are coming day one on Xbox Pass, which is a W, if you ask me. I know there is another. Let me see, another game event starting at 9 p.m. so in like 40 minutes. Well, 9:30 actually. So we have a whole ass hour. So we gonna be playing some Apex. All right, let me just end the stream so I can separate the